Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Subhanallah. Okay, guys, if you weren't, I guess, adept or discerning, you'd still ask certain questions about the direction that this particular hurricane is taking whilst it's heading towards Hawaii. What's very interesting, and again, no serendipity, in fact, it feels as though the weather is under intelligent control, which we, at least I certainly believe to be the case anyhow, that they're manipulating the weather and they can direct it by seeding the clouds using other um, um, magnetic and directed energy technology to steer the clouds after they've seeded them. It seems that that's exactly what they're doing. And what's very interesting, guys, and this is just a little bit of detective work, and it's quite easy for any one of you can establish the same, is that when the volcano in Hawaii erupted, it was the eastern side, right, which was affected. Okay, and that's where a lot of the lava had spewed, and how they had expanded, or the island had expanded as a result of all of this lava heading towards the sea. What's interesting, right? And again, like I said, is no serendipity. This is today's 24th of August. Now, like we said, they're going to stage a tsunami, right, which would result from undermining the integrity of the land, and that's done by there's a few methods that they use. One is causing drought. You'll ask, well, how do they do that? Well, they basically manipulate the weather so that it doesn't really precipitate or rain in those regions. Also, what they do is they use the solar sun simulator, which can magnify and amplify the heat of the sun in whichever direction they intend to, and that's exactly what they do. They scorch and dry the land, causing drought there, and then they cause these flash floods using weather manipulating technology, and cause huge floods, which causes the land to retract and detract, and this is what causes fissures, and then for the land to crack as well, and it undermines integrity. And then once you flood it with water, what happens is, lo and behold, you've got your landslides, right? And a landslide, when it does fall into the water, because there's a huge rift below the island of Hawaii. I'm not sure whether you guys are aware of that. And that's where the I guess when we do have a landslide, that's where it's going to slip. As it slips, that's going to cause a huge tsunami. And then maybe perhaps they might even augment it, right, using other nuclear weapons that they have in their arsenal with these Aquila submarines or the like, just to ensure that it does happen and it all does look very natural. And then maybe perhaps they can claim that this was the hand of God and divine hand in response to the United States of America handing over or separating the two states of Israel. And all of this is going to happen around about the war that we've discussed about, the passage of Ezekiel, which is being manufactured as we speak in tandem, 38 and 39, so that the Christian faithful will basically be lulled into believing that these are all prophetic events that are unfolding, when in fact they've been manufactured and staged. What's going to result is the Great Israeli Project, the collapse of the United States of America, the splitting of into two, and then the restructuring of the borders and the boundaries that they've got intended anyway from the 2030 vision. And then China will be passed on the baton for as a world power and economy and manufacturing, I guess, and a global economic collapse, a new global currency, and a global governance. And all of this is to set the stage for the Antichrist and his arrival, so that they can hand over the reins. But anyway, watch this, guys. It's interesting. Look at what Hurricane Lane, which area we just discussed. It was the eastern flank of the Kilauea volcano, where most of the action was happening, and so was I think the feature number 8. Interesting enough, Julian has raised very interesting points about number 8 being thrown about here and there. It's certainly a cult and has significance for them. And it seems like feature number 8 is going to play an integral role in all of this as this happens. But just listen to this.
Ocean, about 170 miles southwest of Kailua Kona, and nearly 20 inches of rain had fallen on the eastern side of the big island of Hawaii.
On the eastern side, right? We're going to make this up, honestly. We would have to have our eyes open shut if we don't really see this. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Anyway, jazakallahu khairan wa sallallahu jazaa for your time. Look, guys, if you're living in the States, anywhere near the coast, then please move somewhere way above sea level, 1,000 feet at least, just so that you can protect yourself and your loved ones. Anyway, jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum fi amanillah.